Finding your focus means you have to experience life outside of your own little world. And when you spend your whole life in one region, that can be a problem. You might be very good with people. You might meet a lot of interesting people, but geographically, spending your whole life in one region, that can be limiting. Spending it outside of one way of life is really it. Yeah, one way of life. And moving more than a few hundred miles from home can change you a lot. Sometimes you don't realize it until you're in the thick of it, but if you want to improve, getting out of your own element is key. Stagnation, in part, is because you haven't changed enough. And when you're too familiar with familiarity, everything that's around you, and it doesn't change, you're not inclined to change. Having my financial limitation has forced me out of my own town, and I'm not even complaining. This has been a good experience. It's been an arduous one, suffering some sort of uncomfortable experience. It's been chilly. It's been a little bit confusing, but with every screw up, I've learned a lot. It's my second day on the job. It's lunchtime. I'm starting to get a little more of the gist of how things are going, and I think working at this company, I think the best benefit is that I'll be learning more about form and ways to earn an income, because I've been leaving a lot of money on the table. There's business transactions. They're charging more per hour than they're charging for services I wouldn't necessarily have thought of charging, and I don't necessarily think either one of us is right or wrong, because it's a philosophy. And charging $99 for a diagnostic fee, if you know in less than 5 minutes what the issue is, that's one thing. But also you have to consider the fact that when you're diagnosing and looking for parts, it does take time. Mechanics have a resource, a guaranteed resource to find parts. IT professionals don't. So it takes us time to research where to get replacement parts. And if you consider doing that, getting paid for diagnosing is more to the argument. You do deserve to get paid. Just because a job is easy doesn't mean you don't get paid. It's easy because you're good at it. Charging an hourly rate, consider the fact that it takes time to research, even if the only actual manual labor is less than a few minutes. So just some words of thought. I was wondering, why can't I find my way? I know I'm not mentally ill. I don't have drug addictions. So those are the thoughts that were going through my mind last night. I haven't really been able to figure out exactly what I want, and that's part of the big problem. So get out of your comfort zone, even if it literally means moving. I know most people are willing to live in their car, but find yourself a comfortable vehicle and you can do it. Just something to consider. So I'm at my lunch, and I figured I'd update my thoughts. As the more I work on these jobs, the last job at the engineering firm, that taught me a lot. They might call me back. Frankly, I need to pile some cash away, so I'm going to take this upgraded pay and do everything I need to progress in a positive way. And maybe in a few months, maybe 6 months, we'll see where I am. It's going to take another 3 months to decide whether I stay in this region or go home. That's it. I'll talk to you later tonight.